Of the entire EBK registration process, the interview is the one that seems to be scary the most. Not the hardest, but the scariest. The hardest would be putting together the report. But then I really don't see the reason for this. And coming from having gone through the process myself, I promise you there is no reason for this. And I want to break down for you in this video how the interview goes at the EBK and what's expected of you and the reason why you shouldn't dread that experience, right? So EBK expects you to show up in their offices physically to face a panel of engineers in your discipline and defend what you've put on your report. As you do this, they will want to assess your understanding of the things that you claim that you have done as they have been documented on your reports, right? So the professional engineering interview, right? How many are they? There are two. So first, the day that you call for your interview, you'll start with the oral interview. And in the oral interview, you'll walk into a room of three interviewers. They are registered engineers, probably consulting engineers. They will be asking you about what you say you are in your reports. It's like a job application. Like we've received your CV, but we really want to meet you and ask you a few questions and see, are you the one you've described on the papers? Are you the one you say you are? Do you really understand engineering? Can you really be trusted? Okay, that is what would be happening. And one thing that is going to just stop you from worrying about this, because every time someone thinks about an interview, somebody questioning them, nobody likes that experience, really. Even the most qualified dread interviews. So the only thing I want to tell you to just calm you down a bit. It might not be possible to remove the entire fright and the fear, but then just calm you a bit and help you not hold back because of this, right? Is the questions they would ask you is right in your reports. So really, you're the only person who can sabotage yourself if you put in your report what you don't understand or what you didn't do, right? So if they will ask you some questions about your report, about your drawing that you cannot answer, there's a totally different thing. Sometimes they would ask you a question around what you say you've done that you don't know about, and that's okay. Because even in executing our daily duties in our job, we learn every single day how to solve problems. We have the foundations. The engineering education gives us the foundation to be solution providers. But every day we learn how to fix things. We learn how to maintain things. We learn how to, design things. We learn every single day. So the trick with that is to demonstrate what you're understanding around that topic and then say, for this specific thing, I would really be glad to find out. And I've also detailed a video speaking about this. What do you do when EBK? You're in the registration and you don't know what to do. I have actually taken you through this and do the same thing that I said in that video. Just be an engineer. Think of yourself how you execute your duties out there and do that exactly. It's just that you're speaking about it and not doing it, right? So for the oral, as long as you understand your reports, that's enough. Another thing that you can do is to get a sample of questions that were asked under candidates. I don't know if they repeat, but if they repeat, check this video. I shared the questions that I was asked from the beginning to the end of my oral interview. It might help you. Even if the questions won't be the same, at least you have a glimpse of how the experience is, right? Then we move to the written part of the examination. And I know we are traumatized every time we think of exams. Sometimes I end with these CBC people. The ones that go through competence-based education, because exams exams drives most people crazy. And every time you think about exams, you just tense about it, right? But also this other part, you should prepare. You should absolutely prepare for it. You should absolutely ensure that everything in your report, you know it in and out. But this part of the test as well comes from what is in your report, comes from what you say you have done, comes from the experience that you have declared that you have. So, see, as long as you've done what you say that you've done, as long as you have the experience you say that you have, there is no reason to dread the written and the oral EBK interview. The secret, don't put what you haven't done, and know your report in and out. Once you know those two things, this is one less thing to worry about. And if you're thinking about picturing the whole process and it's still giving you headaches and you're still feeling confused and you still have questions about certain parts of this whole registration process, and I've gotten questions from engineers, about interviews, the reports, the CPD obligations, all these things, I have compiled them and put them together. And granted, this information is out there somewhere. But if you want something that is consolidated together into one resource, I have an ebook for you, PE Registration for Dummies. It is very simple. It will take you through this process fast. No stress, no headache, no frustration. All information you need into one resource is in the description box. See, the interview doesn't have to be something you dread. As I've said, prepare, know your reports in and out, and you'd be good. See you in the next video.